Welcome to the distance education program of the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. This is an MHRD state SSA production for the teachers in your state. Well, today we are going to talk about language and its relation to student success at the elementary level. Well, as teachers teaching at primary level, we all understand how language affects students' learning and achievement. What happens when a child is learning the first language or the mother tongue, L1? How does it differ from learning of a second language, that is L2? And when the child has to perform in these languages, how does the child's performance as well as achievement differ? To understand this, we have with us today expert of this area, Professor Avdesh Kumar Mishra, who will explain to us how language functions at the elementary level in students' learning and proficiency. Welcome, Professor Mishra.
Thank you. What I'll elaborate on is that how proficiency differs from achievement and why proficiency in language is important. Before going into that, I would like to remind you that the NCF 2005 has already talked about these aspects. And there are two important things mentioned there. One is that language teaching should be oriented towards developing proficiency. And second is that you don't think that textbook is the only thing that can be used in language classroom. There are various other teaching learning materials that can be used in classroom. So if you take care of these two aspects, then we can develop proficiency in children. And talking of language teaching, two other terms we have to be familiar with, that is L1 and L2. L1 is also referred to as mother tongue, and L2 any language that child acquires or learns after she has become proficient or proficient user of her mother tongue or the first language. So in terms of our school education, English functions in India as a second language in most of the states. In some states, 3 or 4, we teach English as first language, that is as medium of instruction. So the concern here is in the NCF 2005 and position paper on teaching English also and various universities, organizations, that even if we teach English for many years, children do not become autonomous users of or autonomous learners of English. They memorize the facts, they memorize the rules of grammar, they memorize words, but when it comes to using the language, they fail to do so. So why does that happen? And the teachers feel that they have to cover a lot of course in 1 year. So many topics are there, so many lessons, that doesn't give them time to focus on each and every child's progress. You don't have to worry about achievement really. If you work towards proficiency, then every child can do well in English or in any other language. Let's know the difference between teaching L1 and L2. In L1 what happens, the child gets lot of opportunities, exposure to the language all the time, from her parents, siblings, friends and neighbors as well. So she has lot of input in the first language. So she becomes proficient in listening and speaking. And when she goes to school, then our role is and goal is to teach them reading and writing. But in second language what happens, the child has only 1 hour or 45 minutes every day, Monday through Friday, where she listens to some English. And other than that, she doesn't have any scope for listening to English. So she doesn't get enough input which will interact with her language acquisition device, the blueprint of grammar that she has given by nature. In every brain we have that system. So that's why we need to create a situation that matches with L1 learning situation, and that is give children enough input in listening and speaking. And once they have mastered listening to English and speaking in English, then it will be easier for them to read and write in English. If they are taught the Roman script, they won't have any problem. So that is one thing that you have to keep in mind. And another issue that is important to know there, that children between age of 1.5 years and till puberty, they acquire languages very fast because their brain has a lot of neuroplasticity. The brain is ready to accommodate more data. Their brain cells are still very active, so they can do well in any aspect of language. But after that, they have some problem when they attain puberty. So it is said that sooner the better. But it doesn't mean that after 14 years of age, children cannot learn a language, a second language. That is not true. They can still learn, but phonology will be a little bit disturbed. So what I mean to say is that when the child comes to school at the age of 4 or 5 and you start teaching English, first few months give focus on listening and speaking skills. So let them have some feel of the sound system, the syllable structure, the words of English, and then come to reading and writing. So if you do that, the children will certainly become proficient in language. Then another thing that is important is that we have to grade our materials in such a way that there is a progression. If you have, for example, lot of new words in every lesson, then the children don't have chance to recycle it. When children use the same word again and again, they read it, write it, speak about it, they use it in sentences, then that word enters into their long-term memory, and they will use it when it is needed. But if they get chance only once or twice to see a word or use a word, then that word doesn't stay in long-term memory and they will have to depend on rote memorization. So if you get children wean them away from rote memorization, then they'll become proficient in language. So now is the time that we understand the difference between proficiency and achievement. You must have seen that our school system right now is such that we focus mainly on the end of the semester examination or final examination, which comes after the end of the year. And there we don't have time. If we know that some children have not progressed well, they haven't mastered English language well, then we cannot go back and do any work to improve their English. So the idea of continuous comprehensive evaluation is there. That means you keep a record, whether written form, formally, informally, or in your mind, whatever means you can have for that, and keep a record of that, how child is progressing. That means you don't only assess and evaluate the achievement of a child, you also keep track of the learning process, the learning experiences of the children, and get feedback from that. It will help you, and when you give feedback to the children, then they can also improve on their learning. So the present system is such that we have to focus on achievement, and achievement means when the questions, the expectations, the outcomes, everything is tied to a course, syllabus, or a textbook. So all your activities are based on the textbook itself. Then that means you are aiming towards developing achievement or working towards assessing the achievement of a child. That's why the child doesn't become proficient users of English language. So proficiency means the course or the textbook. The questions will not come from a textbook, the course or syllabus. It can come from anywhere, and you will be teaching the structures, the vocabulary, how to use language in written form, how to write essays, how to write letters. They become masters of the structure of English language. They have good command over about say 3,000 to 5,000 words of English, so that whenever it is needed they can use those words and structure, and on their own they can write something, read something, they can speak, and when they hear some TV program or radio program, they can understand it. That is proficiency. Then another difference is that for proficiency, child cannot prepare because she doesn't know where the question is going to come from, because there is no fixed questions and there are no fixed answers. But for achievement, since the questions are going to come from the text itself, whether it's comprehension questions or finding antonyms, synonyms, collocations, whatever, they are all dependent on textbook, so a child can prepare for it. And that also leads to the fact that a child can actually get 100% marks if your design is achievement oriented. But in proficiency oriented course, or if you're working towards proficiency, then it's practically impossible for a child to score 100%. If you have understood the difference between proficiency and achievement, then you don't have to worry about finishing the course. Because if your goal is to help child master the use of past tense structure of English, active, passive, or transforming sentences, using different types of questions, intonations, then you don't have to worry. If once a child knows how to create a correct sentence, then whatever topics comes from essay or letter writing, she can write about it. If she knows 3000 words, and if you give her a topic to describe something which involves say only 20 words, like describing the character of the hero in a story, and if it requires 20 new words related 20 adjectives, and if she has mastered those adjectives, then she doesn't have problem in speaking about the character of that hero. So if you work in this way, then the child will become proficient in English, and she'll become autonomous learner, autonomous user of language. What I suggest is that move away from achievement oriented teaching of English to proficiency oriented teaching, and if you take care of these aspects, then the child will certainly be ready to use English language on her own whenever it is needed, and she'll be master of English language.
Thank you so much, Professor Mishra. I'm sure, friends, you must have understood the difference between acquiring L1 and acquiring or learning L2, and how we should approach language teaching. I'm sure you will hear this, rewind, replay, and again hear, so that you are able to understand all the concepts that Professor Mishra has discussed. I would not try to summarize and put it for you once again. I believe you will use this small lecture of Professor Mishra to understand all these concepts and practice in your schools. I hope this is helpful for you. Thank you very much.